Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Fever. I'm your host, Matt St. Jean. Some key non-district games tonight, and we've got some great highlights. Rhea Thornton was at the return of West Point. They played Noxubee County. But as always, we begin with the game of the week. The Pontotoc Warriors have played in two barn burners so far this season. They won at the buzzer against Shannon, and they just came up short last week against Grenada. Tonight they hosted the Choctaw County Chargers, another 1-1 team that would very much like to avoid going 1-2. So let's go to Pontotoc. This game reminded me of a tune from a classic 80s movie. When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you going to call? Yeah, I probably know you whispered Ghostbusters. But for Pontotoc, it was Justin Woods. First drive of the game, Choctaw County driving. Woods slung Charger quarterback Connor Jewell to the turf. Chargers ended up punting. In the second quarter, after a botched punt snap, the Chargers knocking on the door, and there's Woods again. Who you gonna call? Justin Woods. They ended up turning the ball over on downs, and so this was still 0-0. 2 minutes left in the second half. 2-minute drill time for Pontotoc, still scoreless. Connor Armstrong remembers that he's got a wide receiver named Nick Townsend. Completed 3 passes to him on the final drive, and then that last one brought him to the 1-yard line. And Jordan, my man, Jordan Ball, 1-yard run. Pontotoc went into the half up 7-0. But again, this game was close, just like every game Pontotoc plays, it seems. A fourth quarter field goal lifted the Warriors over the Chargers, 10-8. Pontotoc is on the road against Saltillo next week. Choctaw County is at home against Kosciuszko. Let's head up the road to Ecru, the Viking band, putting on a nice little halftime show. Someone on Facebook last week called me a band nerd. And while I didn't play in the band, I always appreciate a good marching band, so way to go, Vikings. As for the game, Itawamba, they were up big going into the half, 33-14. First drive of the second half, Ty Davis, swing pass out to Zion Ashby, and he's fast, real fast. Gets into North Pontotoc territory. Indians look to add to the lead, but not so fast, my friend. Dustin Ellis gets right into Davis's face. Frank Stark helped him finish him off. Vikings forced the punt on that drive, but the Indians win in the end, 40-14. The Tupelo Golden Wave, their home debut against Corinth on the blue turf. Here we go. We're going to start in the second half. Bronner Krajian intended for number 1, but picked off by Zach Pratt. The junior taking it all the way to the house. Touchdown. Man, this Golden Wave defense, they ain't nothing to mess with. That was 8-0, so low scoring in the second half, but Tupelo, they picked it up in the end. Oh, nice catch. K.D. Gibson from Jeremiah Harrell. That put them into scoring position. It looked like a touchdown, says they down at the 1. No problemo. Middlebrook, short touchdown game, 15-0 after the extra point. Tupelo is up 22-0. They win big. Impressive home opener. The fans probably love that. 56-0. All right, let's head down south. Shannon at Houston. So Shannon had a close game week 1, not so close game against New Hope last week, and a little trickeration on the play by the Houston Hilltoppers. Hard to stop that one. The hook and ladder all the way inside the 20-yard line. What a play. We love a little trickeration here on Friday Night Fever. Houston scores. Show me the score line. I believe the Hilltoppers went on to win. Yes, they did. 49-6. Down the road in Calhoun City, the Aberdeen Bulldogs made its debut against Calhoun City. And Calhoun City, they were big favorites. They were in the state championship last year, and I don't think anybody saw this coming. Aberdeen took Calhoun City down to the wire. In fact, the game ended 0-0. Aberdeen won in overtime, 6-0. Way to go, Big Blue. That's a big win for those guys. Coming off the quarantine and taking a huge win. All right, back to Tupelo. Belden, in fact, TCPS was at home to take on West Lowndes. TCPS up 17-14. West Lowndes with the football. Handoff to Jaquavius Tate for a short 10-yard gain. Getting a little ground game going here in the second quarter. Same drive. Here's Tate again, and this time he breaks through the pile and gets down all the way to the 1-yard line. Did he get in? Referee says, yes, he did. Very nice touchdown run there for the Panthers. 2-point conversion. We'll do a little wildcat. You know, they're called the Panthers, but run a little wildcat. That put West Lowndes up 22-17 going into the half, but this game was tight. Did TCPS get its first win? Yeah, it did. That a boy, Coach Holiday. All right, 24-22. TCPS is on the board. All right, moving on. Amory hosting Mooreville, and Amory was up big at the half. Mooreville trying to mount a comeback here. And so far, so good on this drive. They were stuffing the Amory Panthers. Stop for no gain. A few plays later, though, Ware handed off to Charleston French. And Mon Ami all the way into the end zone. 30 yards. Amory Panthers. She loves it. The rest of the fans loved it. We put in a little slow-mo. Still looks fast, though. That's when you know. That's when you know that someone's fast, when even in slow-mo, they look quick. Amory wins 50-21. All righty, here we go. Band of the week. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Let me tell you, they do a mean tomahawk chop. That's right. Pontotoc Warriors, take it away.
The Friday Night Fever Band of the Week is sponsored by Northeast Mississippi Community College.
Let's go, Big Flood! Warriors, let's go, Big Flood! Warriors, let's go, Big Flood!
The Friday Night Fever Cheer Squad of the Week is sponsored by Magnolia Soap and Bath Company.
Clean sweep for the Pontotoc Warriors tonight. Congratulations to the Pontotoc Cheer Squad of the Week. And they were decked out tonight. It was an American theme to honor 9/11 and the victims who lost their lives nearly 20 years ago. So that was a big theme across all of Northeast Mississippi tonight, but let's get back into the football action. Winston Academy. Let's head down to Louisville. The Winston Academy Patriots hosted Central Holmes Christian for a non-conference matchup. The Patriots, they were marching right out of the gate. 30-yard gain, Briley Wall to Sakatra Miller. But after the big drive, the score remained 0-0. Not long after the Trojans made their move, fake handoff, Noah Steen catches the defense off guard, and he's off to the races all by himself. Touchdown. 2-point conversion put them up 8-3 at that point. Winston Academy, they got a pretty good running back, but that was a pretty big hit. But in the end, the Patriots triumph 43-8. Let's go to Nettleton. The Jaggers taking on the Tigers in Saltillo. Nettleton was up 40-18. Ty Walton with the keeper, nice little 15-yard gain. But Saltillo's defense came up real big in the second half. Here you go. There's a little sack lunch. Ty Walton. No, it wasn't Ty Walton. It was just Saltillo with a nice sack. Saltillo clawed instead of the Tigers. We'll go with clawed their way back into this one. Final score, 40-33. So Nettleton is kind of like Pontotoc. Nothing but close games for those guys. 40-33 Nettleton on top. And let's take you back in time to last night. Vardaman in its first action of the season. And who greeted them but the mighty East Webster Wolverines. Here's first drive. Bryston Johnson showing off the moves and the truck stick. Gotta love when you're a utility guy. That led to a Zy Ford touchdown run. That opened up the scoring in East Webster. PAT, no good. And here's the second drive of the game. Warnock rolling to his right, down up the deep ball. Moused. Absolutely moused. Put that on ESPN. I'm emailing that. I'm emailing that to Sunday NFL Countdown. Do they still do Get Moss? I don't even know what they do. I don't watch it anymore. NFL Network. Carter Flora. That's who made the catch. East Webster was up 12-0, and they had a stifling defense against Vardaman, although that was a pretty nice run for the Rams. The young Rams, tough opponent to start the season. They lose 33-0. Okay, even though we had some Wi-Fi problems down in Macon, Noxubee County hosted West Point. Did the Wave wash away the Tigers, or did the Tigers claw their way to a win? WTVA's Rhea Thornton is down in Noxubee County right now. And Rhea, glad to have you. How'd the game go?
Oh, Matt, it was pretty stressful not too long ago, but we're here and we're good. It felt like week one here in Noxubee County because both the Tigers and the West Point Green Waves were in their first game tonight this season because of COVID delay. And the Green Waves, who came out like a tsunami tonight, holding Noxubee scoreless in the first half. But last long. Off midway through the third, the announcer said the Tigers got their slice of the pie, and they did with a quarterback key. Vernarius Cheney forces his way across the pylon to put the Tigers on the board. West Point's in the lead at this point still, though, 19-6. Not long after, the Green Wave find their footing in this half. West Point flips the ball to Keyshawn Henley. He finds his hole and never looks back. Look at those legs just fly. West Point takes a 20-point lead and goes on to win this one 38-19. A pretty high performance on offense for both. 38 points in the second half. So for it being their first games of the season, I'd say that was pretty good. The West Point Green Waves will host New Hope next week, and Noxubee will look to bounce back at Shannon. Reporting live in Noxubee County for Friday Night Fever, Rhea Thornton, WTVA 9 Sports.
Thanks, Rhea. Just in case you thought the Green Wave weren't going to be ready for their first game, that's your answer. All right, let's go through just in case you missed a couple of these games. Our game of the week, Choctaw County visiting Pontotoc. Early in the game, it was a defensive battle, and this man, Justin Woods, was just all over the place. Got a sack on the opening drive, stopped the Chargers' drive in their tracks. And here he is again. This is inside the 20-yard line, making a huge tackle for loss. In fact, in the first half, the Chargers started with the ball inside the Pontotoc 20 twice. No points, though. The points came late in the first half, when Connor Armstrong was like, hey, Nick Townsend, I missed you, bro. I missed you all game. And he hit him 3 times. This one brought him within the 1-yard line. And that looked like that was an NFL catch right there. Nick Townsend showing out. Then it was Jordan Ball, finished off the half. That was with about 30 seconds left in the first half. 7-0 at that point. Ended up being 10-8. So far, if you're keeping track at home, we have a 28-0, a 2-0, and a 10-8 for our game of the week. So if you want offense, anytime we announce game of the week, just don't go to that game because it's going to be all defense. All right, let's go back to Ecru. The Viking band putting on a nice little halftime show just in case you missed it. It's always pretty impressive, always pretty impressive. Itawamba, though, up big in this one. And in the second half, they were looking for more. Ty Davis, little swing pass out to Zion Ashby, and he's fast. He is fast. Itawamba, they went on to win 40-14 in this one. And remember, tomorrow the voting will open for Giant of the Week. 4 players nominated, 1 shall win. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you next week.